So your best friend screwed you over, acted nice when she not nice. Well, I have some advice, cause it happened to me twice. Here's my secret strategy, it always works because the world doesn't end, it just feels like it does. So raise your right finger and solemnly swear, whatever they say about me, I don't care. I won't twist in knots to join your game, I will say you make me mad. And if you treat me bad, I'll say you're bad. And if I eat alone from this moment on, then that's just what I'll do. Cause I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me than be with you. We're supposed to all be ladies and be nurturing and care, but is that really fair? Boys get to fight, we have to share. Here's the way that turns out, we'll always understand how to slap someone down with our underhand. So here's my right finger to how girls should behave. 'Cause sometimes what's meant to break you makes you brave. So I will not act all innocent, I won't fake apologize. Let's just fight and then make up, not tell these lies. Call our damage even, clean the slate till it's like new. It's a new life for me, where I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me than be with you. I'll say no, I'll say knock it off with your notes and your rules and your games. And these sycophants who follow you, I remember all their names. And when they drag you down like they inevitably do, I will not laugh along with them and approve their polish cool, cause that's not me. I don't need their good opinions, I have plenty of opinions. Everybody has opinions, but it doesn't make them true. What's true is being me, and I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me than be with you. So raising high, cause playing nice and shy is insulting my IQ. I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me than be with you. I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me, I'd rather be me than be with you.
Theatre, an industry returning after a global pandemic. In the Wings is a collection of interviews with writers, composers and creatives of new musical theatre. As the world starts to find a new normal, we will shine a spotlight upon 6 such productions, featuring performances by West End stars and emerging artists. These are the stories of those shows waiting in the wings. Episode 5, Reality Bites.
So we've all seen reality shows in some form, from Big Brother to Love Island to Drag Race, but Dave Payne and Aaron Sood take it to a whole new level with their musical Reality Bites, the interactive musical. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
So tell us about the show.
So it is a romp through reality TV. It's kind of was the concept in the beginning, and just as you've said, Michael, the little nods to all those sorts of shows. And we do kind of go back right to the sort of origins of reality TV, with sort of nods to Big Brother, and then sort of through to Towie, Geordie Shore, Made in Chelsea, all those sorts of shows. There's lots of little in-jokes, but I don't think they're at the expense of people who might not have seen reality TV. And we've actually got quite a lot of nice feedback from people who hate reality TV and everything that it stands for.
Yeah.
But they've really enjoyed the songs because they kind of feel that they're in on the joke, because it's quite sarcastic and satirical as well. So
Yeah, I think it's an observation on the current kind of social climate of what happens with social media and reality TV and the way contestants are treated, as Dave said. It's kind of less of our viewpoint and more let the audience think for themselves, and with the interactive element as well, with letting them choose who gets eliminated. Hopefully it kind of sends the message to the audience on, hang on, we're kind of culpable for the way these characters are treated and the response that they then get, not just in the show but in life afterwards.
Why did you choose this as a topic for a musical?
I watched one of the shows that you just mentioned, I won't say which one it was, quite a few years ago, and there was one of the female contestants was only kind of 18, 19 years old, and she was voted out of the show. And the hate that she got afterwards, I just found it remarkable. And yes, she sort of bitched about the other girls behind their back. She wasn't particularly sort of pleasant, didn't execute herself brilliantly. And outside, people were booing her, throwing things at her, and this was kind of grown adults. This wasn't sort of young kids at a pantomime. And I just thought, she's got to exist now in a world where everyone thinks that they know her and has really kind of quite strong, unpleasant opinions about her. And it just really took me back to kind of sort of something quite biblical about it. When people used to kind of go to the stonings and beheadings and executions, and that was their entertainment, and sort of like the gladiator arenas, and sort of watching people get torn to pieces. And I think now they're just torn to pieces socially instead of physically, although maybe it will go back to that at some point. But it's it just really kind of interested and fascinated me. And this was quite a few years ago, and now we have a lot of we have trolling, which is to me sort of getting completely out of hand. So I think it kind of touches on, although it's funny, we think it's funny. I think it's,
we hope.
We hope. You might think different. Although it's supposed to be sort of quite funny. There's the serious messages behind it are kind of there if people choose to look at them. I think so.
I know that I'm thick, not all that bright, but I don't need GCSEs to know he ain't right. Am I minging? He's out all the time, coming back late. I know that I shouldn't mind, he's just out with a mate. I feel like I'm whinging, but am I minging? He cannot see I struggle with fellas, they always cheat on me. I can't help but get jealous. They made me feel minging. I should have moved on, stopped being so needy, and there's been no lasting harm from that STD. My noo-noo was twinging, or it was minging. Am I minging? Is he disgusted by my flab? He won't go near my kebab. I kill myself at the gym. I'm really trying to stay slim, and all because I do love him. But I'm minging. I know I messed up since I was a kid. I should have fessed up to everything that my dad did. Oh, he was minging. And then I quit school. Why, I've got no brain. Took care of mum like a tool, but she chose cocaine. Westlife, she'd start singing, but she smelt minging. Then mum got busted. I lived with my nan. She made proper custard and showed me you can have a decent upbringing. Not everything's minging, but she got complications. I forget the words. It sounds a bit like Alsatian. She forgets tried to go on The Voice, but when they came to decide, I wasn't their choice. It's a lesson I've learned. People keep their backs turned. Am I minging? I don't blame him and his fist for going mad. Underneath it all, he's really not that bad. It could be worse, at least he isn't like my dad. He's still the best thing that my life has ever had. Though Nan's custard was blinging, I'm still minging.
So tell us more about the storyline then.
So we've got the main character's her name's Natalie. She's had quite a tough upbringing, quite a tough background, not very well educated, and she thinks that if she can just become famous, that everything will be fine, and that will kind of fix all of her problems. And it is kind of a modern Cinderella story where there's the girl with nothing, who wants a better life really. And I think everyone can kind of relate to that. And she's picked for Purgatory, which is the name of our fictional reality show. So kind of a lot of sort of heaven and hell elements, and the people who do well have a very heavenly experience afterwards, and the people who don't are kind of sent to Z-list obscurity hell.
What have your different roles been to get the show to the state it's at?
So Dave has been writing the lyrics and book for many years.
Many years, too many years.
Too many years. And then a couple of years ago I came in as a composer to write the songs and formed a partnership with Dave, and since then we've finished kind of a first draft really.
Yeah.
And Dave's vision for the music, he's got such a kind of clear idea of how each song needs to be, even though he doesn't write the songs. But yeah, he's got such a clear vision of how each character should sound and feel, and how an audience should react to them. And then my job was to kind of replicate that with the music and hopefully give those characters the songs that suits them best and their personalities and the stereotypes. So a lot of the music is pastiche, and each character has a different style, and it's all kind of exaggerated just to emphasise the kind of the stereotyped nature of people on reality TV shows.
So would you say the genre of the music sort of changes from
Yes,
different characters?
yeah, different characters. There are a few motifs that come back, and Natalie, as Dave mentioned, and the producer Jamil, they're both very genuine characters, so their music's a bit more subtle, it's softer, it's kind of based on British pop music. And then all of the housemates, they all have kind of ridiculous pastiches of various genres depending on who they are.
So who's your target audience for this show?
I think ultimately we want to kind of tap into the Instagram generation and sort of get them away from their phones and into a live theatre setting. And I think because of the sort of the interactive element, provides something really new and different with that, which will hopefully kind of pique their interest. And you know, escape rooms are really big at the moment, and I used to kind of really like the choose your own adventure books. I'm showing my age now. That we used to have. So yeah, I think they're the obvious ones, but like we said, we would never want to exclude anyone. And I think, like I said before, that some of the people that don't like reality TV and actually kind of hate it, sometimes I think it's a very controversial genre that everyone has an opinion of, whether you like it or not, and that they can enjoy it as well, even if they don't get some of the in-jokes. I think the characters are sort of so obvious, characterisation is obvious, so they will kind of get it as well and find it amusing.
And also the people who do watch reality TV will enjoy a lot of the references, and there's a lot of kind of pop culture references in both the script and the music, where we've kind of copied bits, borrowed bits.
I like that.
Yeah. There's lots of like Easter eggs in there that you've really cleverly, you and Will Tuckwell, who's the orchestrator.
Huge shout out to Will.
He's kind of planted all these Easter eggs in there, these sort of like pop culture ones. So you can watch, our idea is, what would be brilliant is that you can watch it because it has 4 alternative endings. So you can watch it 4 times and get a different experience each time, and then you can watch it again and spot all the Easter eggs.
Okay. So tell us more about the interactive element.
So there is our plan is, it's very expensive. Our plan is that the audience have, we kind of create an app, and each of the audience download an app before the show, and they can vote during the intervals. Basically at the end of Act 1, 4 of the housemates are kind of put up for the public vote, and the audience can choose which one to vote for. And what we really wanted to do was kind of create that, like when reality TV first started, and I can remember that, I'm old enough again to remember the first days of Big Brother and all that sort of stuff, and everyone was talking about it, and it was proper like water cooler TV. And we really wanted to kind of recreate that in the
buzz
interval.
And the atmosphere, and people just can have conversations and kind of be like, who are you voting for? You know, kind of create a nice collectiveness of people who wouldn't maybe interact during the interval.
And the other thing that we'd love to do is kind of create, so you know with these shows they kind of release details of the contestants before the show actually airs, and what we'd love to do is kind of do that for this with some of the contestants, and kind of create like social media pages for them, so people can kind of follow them and see photos.
So it's like an online world as well as the theatrical world.
Exactly.
And it's more of an experience.
I've come to say that I'd like to display how happy I feel. These girls and guys have opened my eyes, it's all so ideal. These wonderful roommates whose presence they validate. Each person fascinates, but I've got a twitch. They all get on, thereupon act as one, that's what mates do, I suppose. But they camouflage, sabotage with massaging backs and egos. I don't believe they're real. It's getting harder to conceal. But I made myself a deal that I'd never bitch. But I'm desperate to bitch. He farts, he's grating, she's always meditating. I hate to go on hating, but they're wearing thin. She burps, he poses, she thinks she smells of roses. It's causing me neurosis just to hold it in. I'm trying to conceal, but I'm struggling to deal with just how I really feel. But my fate I know I'll seal if I scratch that itch. It's a good job I never bitch. She's so defensive, her cellulite's offensive. I'm feeling apprehensive with the mere sight. She's fat, he's weird, and what is with the beard? My patience disappeared on opening night. Oh help, I'm showing willing, but inside me this is killing, and I'm on the verge of spilling. But I won't end up fulfilling my dreams if I switch, so I'll try never to bitch. Nat comes from Hackney ignorance. She's coarse, retarded, and please don't get me started. She answered Edwin asked for capital of France. I've tried, my body's aching, but the pitch she must be taking. Her stupidity's breathtaking, but I have to go on faking it to make me rich. It's a good job I never bitch. Oh please, she's all that I hate, but she wants to be my mate. And if I can associate, there will be cause to celebrate my win without a hitch. Thank God I'm not a bitch, 'cause although she's really dense and devoid of common sense, I do believe the audience, she really can bewitch. So I'll try hard not to bitch, 'cause I will make it in the end, and then I'll drop her as a friend. It's such an effort to pretend I'm not desperate to ditch. Thank God I'm not a bitch. She is my in, she'll help me win. Thank God I'm not a bitch.
So what stage is the show at the moment?
So the first draft is written.
All of the songs are written.
All the songs are written. Most of them there are demos for. So yeah, I think it's kind of into the workshopping. Which would be the next stage that we're kind of looking into.
We've done like some scratch nights and showcases where we've been able to perform 2 or 3 songs and get the feedback on that, and we've had some reviews and stuff. But yeah, we're kind of looking to do a workshop on a larger scale and hopefully test out that interactive element as well and see how people respond to it and respond to the characters as well.
And what's your dream for the show? Where do you see it in 5-10 years?
We'd love it to go on, on tour in the West End. Would be brilliant. That's the ultimate goal. But I think we just want to create something that's different and quite unique and that people really enjoy and sort of hasn't been done before. And it seems such an obvious. I was just really shocked when I started writing it that no one had done this before. And you had like Jerry Springer the opera and sort of those sorts of things, but nothing quite as specific to the genre as what we're doing. So yeah, I think we just want to make something different that people will really kind of engage with.
What were you doing before you came on board with this musical?
So I just graduated, did a music degree at the University of Birmingham. I'd taken another musical, or was taking another musical to the Fringe that year in 2019 that I'd written in my final year. And then I responded to Dave's email. I was also kind of freelancing as a musical director and orchestrator. But the thing I'm trying to get into is kind of composing and songwriting. So it seemed like a great opportunity to just see if someone appreciated my work, and Dave did, and it's gone from there really.
When did you two first start working on this project?
I've been kind of tinkering with it for years and kept putting in a drawer and leaving it there for months and then sort of getting it out again and having another little go with it. And I just wanted to get like a song made just to sort of try and put it out there and see if people picked it up or people were interested. And I did like a call out to sort of kind of local composers and musical theatre folk, and Aaron was one of them that responded. I didn't even need to explain what I kind of wanted and what my vision was for it. He kind of took that and made it better, and I've got quite a vivid imagination, as you know. And I think to be able to make it better than I'd imagined is quite a skill. So,
and then I got Will Tuckwell on board for the orchestrations, and again he just took it to that extra level of the sound world that we've created, which is just fantastic.
I'm a little bit shy. My emotions I struggle to show. I don't know why, but when it comes to dealing with feelings, I just don't know. Girls don't get me. They prefer guys who live in the gym. They forget me. Too many times I'm cast aside 'cause I can't be him. Oh, you are really nice, so they say, but women still use every excuse to get away. I'm not over my ex, which means they're still having sex. It It's not meant to be, there's no chemistry. It's not you, it's me. And then if we meet, hours debating what to wear, and then they're not there. It's no fun for me when others can see there's one empty seat. Look there, that poor man goes, ordering more Nando's, when his latest date is 3 hours late. Another defeat. Oh, you are funny, so they say, but women still use every excuse to get away. Sorry, it is just a bad day. I remembered that I'm gay. It's not meant to be, there's no chemistry. It's not you, it's me. Oh, you are really sweet, so they say, but women still use every excuse to get away. The signs aren't right for us. Leos can't date Taurus. It's not meant to be, there's no chemistry. It's not you, it's me. It's hard to pretend I'm fine. I've heard every classic line. You're still on my list. I'll call when I'm pissed. I can't stay past 9. I have been bereft, I meant to swipe left. It's hard to explain, I love Lee in pain. I'm late for my colonic, but the one was ironic. It's worse than any other. I love you, but you're more like a big brother. My hopes always end with such a good friend. It's not meant to be, there's no chemistry. It's not you, it's me. But it's starting to show, and really I know it's not meant to be. And that's why I quit. I'm no good at it. It's not them, it's me.
So, to anyone watching this that's thinking of writing their own musical, what advice would you give
Oh,
them?
don't.
It's competition for ours. Like,
Yeah.
literally don't do it at all. I think I do it, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
And I think even if it didn't get anywhere,
Yeah.
you might think
I
differently.
think-
I've really enjoyed
well,
it.
Collaboration is the most important thing.
Yeah, it
I
is.
mean, if you're working on your own, then be motivated. But if you're working with someone, the partnership's probably more important than what you're writing. Because if you don't get on with someone, or if you're conflicting with ideas or something, you just won't get anywhere.
Yeah.
And I've been so lucky to
That's the
be
right
able
answer.
to take Dave's lyrics and firstly make them better, and then secondly add music. No, it's been such a dream the past couple of years to work on it, and yeah, without kind of replying to that email, I don't know what we do.
And I think you've got to love it, because I think
Yeah,
the competition's so high, and it's so hard, especially with COVID and everything, and the state that theatres are in. I don't think you should come into this expecting it to be.
no, you've got to be
expecting
prepared
an
for
Olivier
setbacks
Award.
and prepared for rejections and
Yeah.
no replies from people.
And no replies from people. Yeah. And but yeah, you've got to do it for kind of the love of it as well. You've got to actually enjoy writing it and enjoy your part if you've got a writing partner. Kind of
and I
enjoy
think
them.
certainly from my point of view with the songs, don't write anything that you wouldn't listen to, or don't write anything that you wouldn't want to see. I think we've seen lots of stuff where people have either tried too hard, or they've just not understood what they're writing about, but want to write about that certain thing because it seems relevant or cool or whatever it might be. But yeah, believe in what you want to showcase, and shouldn't go too wrong.
Yeah, and listen to your writing partner as
Yeah,
well. And I think both of us, neither of us are kind of particularly proud.
No, we're not precious over our work,
Yeah.
and if Dave says something's a bit awful, then That's
always
it's awful. Yeah, and vice versa. And yeah, you've just got to listen to people because they're the ones that are going to watch it. So you can't have too much control over what goes out there.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so excited to see the journey that the show's going to take.
Kind.
So from Reality Bites, the interactive musical, thank you, Dave and Aaron.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.